Hello, welcome back. We are on our final signature of our album, Majestic Dream, and I've got it all laid out. So I'm using this piece for my base piece, and it is out of the A4 collection. So if I turn this, so this would be right side up. A4 collection. I'm using one of the cutout cards. I just love this clock and the butterflies. I backed it on some cardstock, and I'm just gonna make a nice little tuck back here. This again is going to fit both large and small photos and collectible items. I am going to put a poppy up there at the top just to help break up some of the pattern. So this is really pretty easy, and it's going to go fairly quick. So let's go ahead. I've got mine all taped. And I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch and up about 1/4 of an inch so that we've got a nice border down here. And then I'm just going to simply glue this in place. I don't know if I want to offset it. I think I'm going to offset it. Just put it up here in place. Break up some of this pattern. Give us a pretty. So here we go. We got ourselves a nice little tuck here, and you can still put in some of your larger items. Would work wonderfully. This is going to have only 3 flaps. You're going to have a full one on the right side and 2 smaller ones on the left. So let's go ahead and let's go to our left side panel. Excuse me, I'm doing a little tidying up here while I grab my stuff. Okay, each one of these, they're going to measure the same. So they're going to come in at 6 3/4, 6 3/4 by 6 1/8. And you're going to have a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score. These are going to end up layering on top of each other. And because I'm hoping and anticipating a little bit of buildup, I've given us a 5/8 of an inch gusset here. Line this up to the top so that it's set in nice and snug, because we've got another one that's going to be coming in just over the top of it. I moved mine. I'm always doing that. There we go. Okay. I'm going to push back on this just to tell that score line to keep its position. All right, now we're going to take the next one, and we're going to wrap it around. I'm not going to move this time. So this gusset's collapsing. I need to straighten that out just a bit. So this gusset here is going to need to fit inside this other gusset. Oops, going the wrong way. Get that out of the way. I'm going to line it up top to bottom. Oh, for Pete's sake. I did not line it up correctly. All right, let's try this again. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this in place so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to come in here, line it back up. Oh, that was so much better. Okay, so that is your left side. Your right side is going to measure at 6 3/4 by 8 3/4. I think that was the same. Yep. And you're going to again do a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score, and it's simply going to come to this side, and I'm going to snuggle up next to my 1/2 inch score line. And I'm going to fold it over. Push back a little bit to remind that what it's supposed to do. Okay, we need to place a couple of magnets, and I do sincerely apologize. I've got to open up a new pack. Okay, so there's a negative. And here, oh, the little guy took off on me. All right, I am going to place this here. I'm trying to eyeball it, make sure I've got it on a fairly good spot on my left side. Okay, I'm going to make sure that these are in place where they're supposed to be. I'm going to make sure this is in place where it's supposed to be, standing up nice and tall, the top and bottom. And then I'll commit, slide it off, and then we're going to use just a tad bit of tape to hold these in place. All right, so let's do our internal pages. So this is off the A4. We had several of those sheets left, and so this is the great place right here to use it. So I just simply trimmed to fit, and I cut out one of the last big hearts, and I'm going to stick it up here. I want to leave this for your larger photos. You can also do some hand journaling here because it's light enough that with a dark blue or a black pen, it would show up rather nicely here. So I'm going to tape this in place because I have a magnet. I use my fingernail to kind of cut the corner. Wish there was one of these that had a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch round that you can put on these and cut them. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know how many of you use these, but Scrap and Create does sell them. I always provide the link for it in the description field. be kind of a quick, easy. I think I'm going to come up here first. Okay. And like I said, out of that second set of cut aparts, because you had two packets of the same paper, you should have a sheet full of cut aparts that you can cut out this heart. And I'm just going to tape it up here so you have a nice tuck to go up here to put your larger items, or you can commit a larger photo and still utilize your tuck. For our inside panels, this again is using some of that A4 paper. We've got this one, and then this was for the outside. This one, A4 paper. And fortunately, you only get one cut out of the A4 paper of this size. So hold on to those because we will be using those. So don't discard them. Oh, and I can see I forgot to ink this one, so bear with me. Okay, and we're going to glue this one in place. And again, I'm rounding all my corners. I've done that all the way throughout. Lovely, lovely images on these cut aparts, and I was glad to be able to play with quite a bit of them. Okay, I'm going to set this in here. I need to trim this. I'm coming right over the top of that, and that's not a good thing, so bear with me. Now I'm getting glue all over the back of my hand. Oh, that's a much better fit. And then for the back on this one, again, it's the A4. I'm going to double check my measurement. Oh, this one's pretty good. Down. Okay, so on both of these, utilizing some of those cut aparts, I have taken a couple of the houses off that second sheet, and we're going to create some nice little tucks on both of these flaps. I'm just going to put about a 1/4 inch tape here at the bottom, come up about a 1/4. Make sure, watch your corner there. And then the same thing here, up and in about a 1/4 inch. And your inside are done. You've got ample room here to still put some smaller photos, put in some nice tucks on both of these, and then you have a great place for other photos, larger items. Okay, let's turn to the outside of the album. You're going to pull out that sheet of paper that has, not sure which direct, I think it was pink on top, that has these 4 items on it. And on this side was this image, the heart. So what I did was I cut the heart, this page here first, and I cut it at approximately 5 7/8, this piece here, and then placed it here on this flap. I cut out this heart, backed it on some of that lightweight chipboard that I've got, and then some sticky goodies. What I did not cut out was this word. I want this forward on this flap. So then on this side of that paper, I didn't want to lose these, and I think that they had some value. So I'm going to put one here on the bottom, and I'm going to put one here on the top. Now, I wanted to do something just a little bit different with both of these. We're going to create a little bit of a belly band. Oops, it's going to come under this piece here. Oh, come on. I don't know why I'm struggling to get this up. There we go. So it's going to come up underneath here, and then we're going to take a piece of scrap paper, whatever scrap paper you like to look at, and we're going to create a belly band. I had a little bit of my old-fashioned lace left, and so I am going to put it across the top, and I've made 2 of them. So this little band measures at 4 inches in length, and it is 1 inch wide. I scored a 1/2 inch on each end, and I can see right now I taped the wrong side. Oh, nope, I got it upside down. Okay, you're going to tape this side because it's going to come down here onto the top, and then you're going to tape the underside as it folds around and wraps. And I can see here's another, I must have missed this whole flap with inking. Okay. All right, so to get started here on these flaps, I am going to attach them first before I secure this paper down. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it to be here in the middle. I'm going to hold it still, and then I am going to secure that. Make sure I'm level, turn it over, and I'm going to secure that. And then my little piece here, can't tell which way is up. I think this is. That's just going to sit in there. And then I'm going to run. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this, and then I'll turn it over and I will apply glue. Oh, this strip isn't quite long enough. This one's long enough. Oh well. It works. Okay. I thought I'd measured those, but it's no biggie. It's just a nice soft accent. this up. And now let's do this side. Make sure I've got this on here straight. Oh, there it is. I'm going, where is my little piece? And then we will glue. Bring this down to me just a little bit. Okay, so that is my left side. And now we're going to play with this. So I'm going to glue this in because I don't have to worry about a magnet. And just to show you, to try and do this with a craft knife lately, it's really been hurting. I've got arthritis in this finger. So I found a seam right here that I could come into, and then I used my scissors. So that's why that piece of tape was there. And then you just tape it back together so that it's one solid piece again. Lay this in here nice and gently like. And what's important to me is this piece here, so I'm going to get that glue down as quickly as I can. Easier to burnish it from the other side, that way I'm not ripping this here. Okay, let me cap off my glue. Now, if you don't want to cut this out, absolutely you do not need to do that. But I think it adds, again, an element to the album where these are raised, and it gives you a little bit of depth when you're looking at this particular signature. And throughout this album build, I have tried to use each of the different elements, each one in a little different way. Taking some time to peel these off. Okay, now I'm just going to sit this right back in where I cut it out from. Being careful to line it up with its spot. Let me get my mess cleaned up here. And again, it's going to be easier to burnish from this side. Okay, so there we have it. This is the final signature. We've got some little belly bands here. You can take some of those smaller tags. You can journal on them, stick them in there. And then we've got some tucks here. We've got a nice tuck and another one here. Let's turn her over and let's get some tape on the back side. Now, while I'm doing this, I would like to let you know that you have quite a bit of paper left over. So I'm doing a bonus project. At the end here, there will be one more video if you want to do it. There will be a simple folio using some of the remaining papers that you have, or you can keep those papers for your own follow-up projects. It's entirely up to you. It's fairly quick and easy. I did it in just a couple of hours, and I was the one doing the measuring and the trimming and all that good stuff. So it shouldn't take you much of your day to make it. And when I say a couple hours, I kind of knew what I was doing, and I know you don't, but give yourself maybe half a day. You can get it done. It's a quick, easy project. So this is going to rest right in here like so. And again, I did not encroach much on this here. So I am going to remove these pieces. Put this at a little bit of an angle so maybe I can see where I'm lining up at top to bottom. All right, let's open it up. Let's burnish down these center supports and this end. Close it up, and now we will take out the remaining tape. Come on. Kind of squishing this gusset down that I made. So I'm going to push back on it, make sure it stands up the way it's supposed to, and then I will let it rest. Give it a good old burnish. Sorry if my camera is moving. All right, there you go. We are done. Your album is complete. And once again, I've got a special bonus project. I'm making a little 6x8 folio with some of the remaining paper. So if you want to do that, that follows this video. And again, I thank you for playing along, and I hope that you share some love with Scrap and Create. They have provided the items for this project with the exception of my ribbons and my lace. So I will provide a link for everything down below, as well as over to my Etsy shop, because that's where I'm going to put this for sale. So until then, bye-bye.